Hey, I've been meaning to make this video since for about a month since the trial had ended with the Herrin case. And if you're not familiar, it's the 18-year-old who was street racing in Tampa, Florida, and unfortunately collided with a mother and her daughter. They were walking across the road, and these two cars came when they were racing, and Cameron hit the mother and daughter, killing them instantly. So yeah, off the bat, so now Cameron is 21. This has been in trial for a few years, and he just got sentenced to 24 years in prison. I think this is way too harsh, and that might frustrate some people hearing that. Yeah. But yeah, and not to what's it called, deviate from the fact that this is a horrible scenario. Lives were destroyed. It's a very sad thing that happened. Not only the mother and daughter, but obviously the father and the grandparents, the aunts and uncles. A family was destroyed here, and I understand the severity of it. But what kind of keeps me, or what keeps me from, judging this kid so hard, is that I don't see the criminal intent on his end. This is obviously, he was being reckless. He should not have been street racing, but this was an accident, and it happens. And, the thing I give Cameron kudos to is that he didn't run. There's plenty of stories around here in South Florida of people having car accidents or having a DUI or doing something messed up, and they just run. They split. Cameron stayed. He called his mother, says, "Mom, I just killed someone," and he stuck around. He knew, and he was in tears, and he knew he messed up, and I just 24 years I think is for a criminal, and I don't see a criminal. I see a typical South Florida kid where they just give out driver's license, and mom and dad got him a fast car because here he's gonna graduate, let's be nice to him, and they spoil him with a Mustang. And what do the kids do? He's 18 years old, he's a teenager. I remember being in the same position, having my first car and wanting to ride around with friends and do, go everywhere, and then I'm also a motorhead. I like, motorcycles, dirt bikes, and, I like to go fast, and it's not unusual. What is unusual is that unfortunately he did mess up and he killed someone. And yeah, there's consequences that go with that. In my opinion, he should definitely get his license removed. He should do some jail time. He deserves some jail time. Plenty other things that they could do to him. But for 24 years, I think that's just too much. It's not a criminal. When you compare it to other cases, look at this building that collapsed in Miami. I'm sure there's someone that's responsible. I'm sure there's a landlord or the building owner or someone who just didn't want to pay. They didn't want it. They just kept pushing off inspections and this and that, and wanted to be a cheapskate because that's typical Miami. And look how many lives were lost there. I don't know what the body count is there, but I'm sure no one's gonna get any jail time. I'm sure they're too wealthy to ever deal with something like that. But they deserve it. They definitely deserve it. It just doesn't seem right. Again, it's horrible what happened, and it's just such a dumb thing. Why were you street racing? But he's a kid. I remember I'm 30 years old now, but I remember being a dumb kid too, and getting a car, and having close calls, and just being. Unfortunately, I just think he was unlucky. There's too many cases, too many kids I see in Florida where, they did the same thing, even, further than that, drinking and driving, doing stupidest things, but, they just weren't as unlucky as him. And, I just don't think it's fair that the mentality here where it's like an eye for two eyes, it's like you destroyed my life, well, I'm going to take your life now. It really shouldn't be like that. And I don't know, I think it should be approached differently. But again, this is my opinion. I don't think, he should get off with nothing, but 24 years, man. He didn't even, at 18 years old as a kid, man, he just became an adult. I just think it's a little cruel. He does not, to me, he's just a typical dumb Florida kid who messed up. He's not a criminal. There's too many criminals I see that do something totally twisted, and because they can afford her, because it gets popular, they get away with nothing, no, jail time. And then to hear this kid, I mean, I don't know, he probably, I don't know that kid, I don't know what kind of, if he was a douchebag or if he was a good kid, but just based on the facts there, and just coming from a similar background where seeing kids and parents buying them these fast cars, and they just get reckless, it just doesn't seem right to me, and I just felt like sharing that. Yeah, if you feel like sharing your opinion too, I mean, I don't mind. Comment, like, whatever. Thanks.